In the quiet heart of Kansas, where the world stretched flat and endless as a chalkboard, there lived a girl named Dorothy Gale. Her life was as plain as the prairie wind, until the day the sky turned restless and fate spun a story far stranger than dreams. The sky, once a sleepy gray, twisted into something bruised and furious, a beast with 100 swirling arms. And Dorothy Gale, brave as she was, stood no chance against its hunger. The house tore free, spinning into a world where gravity forgot its rules, and Kansas became a memory. A world reborn in color, a symphony of chaos where even the sky forgot its name. And then, the air itself held its breath. Light bent, bowed, and became her. A queen of gossamer and grace, descending not from the sky, but from a dream. A silent guardian, bathed in light, offered no answers, only a choice. A choice stitched in rubies, glowing with promises and perils. Then came the shadow, a hiss of emerald smoke, a face carved from fury. A threat unspoken, but deafening. Light clashed against dark. No words, no spells, only the quiet certainty that even monsters kneel to courage. Her fury outlasted her form, a vow spat into the wind. The girl would weep, the dog would beg, and Oz itself would choke on her rage. A path of molten gold unfurled before her, not a road, but a question. And in the witch's absence, the only answer left was to walk. And there, at the fork where doubt meets delirium, hung a man of straw. His limbs begged for purpose. Two lost things met in that field, one missing a home, the other missing a mind. But isn't that how all the best stories begin? There in their path they found him, a statue of sorrow and silver. A man of hinges and hunger, his every step a chorus of want. His hand clanged against an empty vault, where a heart should sing, where a heart should ache. And so the hollow man followed, not toward a wizard's promise, but toward the quiet hope that rust might yet bloom into rhythm. A golden shadow emerged, all roar, no rage. The wind carried his secret. Even lions need to learn how to be brave. And so the prideful, the hollow, the lost, and now the afraid, followed a road they hoped might make them whole. There, a dream forged in emerald light, the answer to every lack, every longing. If they could just reach it, surely they'd be enough. The voice of Oz was not a voice at all, but a weapon, crafted to carve obedience from fear. "Prove your worth," it thundered. "Bring me the witch's broom, and I'll give you your own beginnings." 1 mile from the wizard's desire, and hell rained from the sky. Claws, wings, teeth, and the girl was gone. Walls of shadow pressing closer with every breath. The truest prisons measure time with heartbeats. 3 pieces of a broken hero, one without thought, one without heart, one without nerve, climbing toward what they'd never had, and what they'd always possessed. The door flew open, and there, in the moment between impossible and I did it, stood proof that brains had been there all along. Fear was the cage, running was the key, and the witch, she never guessed how loudly a quiet girl could scream. Fire licked at hollow bones and empty clothes, until water wrote the ending the witch never saw coming, a splash. All it took was one splash, one moment of clear, cool defiance, to turn a tyrant into a stain. They walked differently now, not as seekers but as survivors. The road still shone but no longer lied. The weapon that burned, the hand that drowned it. Both lifted now like a torch, not of fear but victory. And with that, the great Oz did what all fearful gods do. He asked for more time. But time was the one thing these travelers had already paid in full. Every empire has its cracks. Every god has his curtain. And behind this one, not a god, not a wizard, but a man. Just a man. And so the man who couldn't even fly his own lies offered her the sky, the cruelest kindness, a hope just fragile enough to break. The wizard took the sky with him. And Dorothy? She was left with only the earth beneath her feet, and the dawning realization that every journey leaves its scars. And then, like a whisper against despair, hope floated down. The secret was in the shoes, crafted by forgotten magic, thirsty for a command. This was the language they'd built together. Hands on hearts, no words needed. The scarecrow found his mind in the spaces between her words. The Tin Man found his heart in the weight of her tears. The lion found his courage in the echo of her laughter. There's no place like home was all it took. And the rubies? They remembered the way. The bed was too small, the sky too pale, and the ache in her chest too precise for a dream.